Very welcome along to the KCOM Stadium. Yorkshire Derby night, Hull City against Barnsley. Barnsley rooted to the bottom of the table, but their form of late has been one of an improving team. They are closing in on being able to escape the bottom three, but they start tonight with everyone ahead of them. Hull City 17th in the table, going into this one in a desperate need for victory, and they know tonight they won't get many more better opportunities to do so if stats don't lie. Barnsley come into this one, they have beaten Fulham by 3-0 away from home in their last fixture, and they managed to back that up with a 1-0 victory against Middlesbrough at Oakwell. A victory for them tonight would be the first time this season they've made it a hat-trick of victories in succession. So the team news is in, and this is how Hull City line up this evening. Kevin Stewart and John Terrell, both not had starts in the starting 11 since November, are both very much welcome additions to Grant McCann's starting 11. So there's an obvious change to the midfield and the attack. We expect Terrell to potentially go to the left-hand side. Could be Jackson Irvine, where they may switch between the two. Josh McGuinness is likely to be the man up front. Tom Eaves, of course, now injured with an ankle injury. We hope that it's not too serious and wish him a speedy recovery. Marcus Maddison was ill for the Preston North End game. He came on, but Grant McCann said he wasn't really ready, so hopefully he's ready tonight to make things happen from the wide areas. No Reece Burkett either this evening. He picked up a head injury against Preston, so Matthew Pennington comes back into the centre. Robbie McKenzie goes out to the right-hand side. And Barnsley line up like this evening. There's a couple of obvious threats in terms of scoring goals. That's Corley Woodrow, 13 goals, top scorer for the side bottom of the table. And Connor Chaplin, who's got 10 goals for Barnsley, 8 of which have come since he netted the stoppage time goal against Hull City at Oakwell. That was back in November, so he's hot in form and one to watch up front. So Hull City going into their huddle, and how much of an impact is John Terrell going to make this evening to the change in circumstances, in performance and potentially points? It will be a huge game tonight for him. Can he make an instant impact? When he's been on the pitch, he's had 4 victories from his 7 games. Referee tonight is Mr. David Coote. Plenty of championship experience, and the question really from Hull City's perspective is, are they going to be able to end the rot tonight? Failure is not an option in these 90 minutes, and how will Hull City go? We're about to find out. Will that man be finding the goals again like he did against Hull City at Oakwell? They're in a change strip tonight, Barnsley, as you can see, predominantly white with the red upper areas and red shorts. Barnsley have only won once on their travels in Yorkshire in the last 8 games. So hopefully stats from Hull City's perspective are on our side here on Tigers TV's coverage of Hull City against Barnsley. Solbauer, first man to get a touch, exchanging it between his centre-half partner in Apo Halm, man from Finland. And Barnsley will want to be patient on the ball. The new manager brought in, it was his 2nd game against Hull City when he took over back in November. And an upturn in fortune. They aren't out of the woods yet, but they are tightening the gap between them and everyone else propped up above them in the league table. Irvine tries to get a touch. And Woodrow will try and feed the ball back, comes off McGuinness. And the important thing tonight for Hull City, you would feel, is to make sure that they start with good purpose like they did against Preston North End. Grant McCann will have drummed that into the 11 men out there for Hull City. Mowat got one of the goals in the reverse fixture. And here he is again. Deep midfield line for Hull City early on. Thomas, gathered by Irvine, and eventually Mowat will get it under control. That's a little bit loose from Barnsley, and it could maybe spring Hull City's first attack. Here's Terrell. Well, he went in search of Josh McGuinness. De Silva's going to give chase. And O'Dower able to watch that one go out of play. Thomas. In comes Jordi Device. It's going to be brought back though by the referee. Free kick goes Barnsley's way. They're used to giving away fouls this season, Barnsley, and if they were to be in the bad books of the referee, they could be the worst disciplined team by the end of tonight. This is their first dangerous attack, broken up by Pennington. Elder. Solbauer able to bring it forward, and now with Jordan Williams. Jordi Device. De Silva comfortably back towards Pennington. A little bit of pace to Hull City's passing play. Terrell. Now Irvine. Elder. This is neat from Hull City, and till the point where Irvine could maybe have stuck out his foot and brought the ball under control, just a little bit away from him, and it runs through. So Barnsley's new manager, Gerhard Strober, hoping to get his side back-to-back away victories, something they haven't done this season. Williams. It's Barnsley who are going to have the majority of possession in these very early exchanges. Irvine able to win it again, and Kevin Stewart gets his first touch of the ball in months. He goes looking for the free kick. And Barnsley trying to work it down there, left-hand side. And De Silva marshalling and doing enough to make sure the ball ends up back in Hull City possession. We'll see a retake of the throw-in. The ball never actually went in play. Will it this time? Into McGuinness. Well, Barnsley going for the more direct approach that time. It's simple enough for Pennington to marshal. It will be a goal kick. George Long will not want to be seeing any goals go past him this evening. Hull in need maybe of a clean sheet just to defensively calm things down, because there's been a little bit of criticism that mentality may be an issue at the moment. Barnsley trying to piece it together nicely, but the offside flag is raised. And Clark O'Dower was able to really get free quite loosely. Didn't have too much pressure. Well, brought down by McGuinness. Attempted early cross. Robin McKenzie this time with the ball in hand. try and restart things and make the pitch big. There's Elder, now pops it to Irvine. It's a good pass to return it. And that's a good ball forwards up to Terrell. Irvine will pick it up. And here he is again, but he's got quite a lot of traffic in front of him. There's Luke Thomas this time appealing that it should have gone Barnsley's way. But Hull City now with a throw-in, high up the pitch. Terrell's managed to get it into the box. And again, it's just the wrong side of his man. Looking for the connection. Maddison and Irvine trying to combine and bring the Barnsley player to a halt. The midfield did so, but Barnsley still with the ball at their feet. Mowat. Solbauer once again. Seen a lot of the ball so far as the back four have passed the ball to and fro. Williams into Thomas. There's a good turn. And a little header inside the penalty area, and George Long spills it. It's going to go behind. It's going to be a corner. And a few moans and groans from the south stand. And Barnsley wanting to set up quickly. And they take it short. In comes the cross. And then the connection. Behind it goes. And Thomas did really well to get past Jordi Device, and then the deflection on the way through. And that's all we'll see of that replay. I'm pretty sure it bobbled between George Long's legs, hence the corner being given. And pressure from Barnsley inside the 6-yard box. Ball goes back towards Bradley Collins for the first time. He clears away. 16 games he's been in between the posts for Barnsley, and only 2 victories, and they've come in the last 2 games. So he's had to wait a long time, but now there's that winning mentality at that end of the ground for Barnsley. Thomas. Well won by Jordi Device. Elder. Terrell trying to assert his presence, and again the higher line from Hull City, and then Terrell will drop in, so McGuinness will remain on his own in the centre. Now like a 4-2-3-1 for Hull City off the ball. Thinking tonight Barnsley may line up in a 4-3-1-2. So there's plenty of attack in that. It's a decent little ball swung back into the centre, but in the end easily defendable by Hull City. McGuinness, good jump from him, and well distributed out towards Elder. He's got enough space to keep it in. And he's done enough to win Hull City a throw-in, but it was good defending by Thomas in what has been a pretty even opening 10 minutes here at the KCOM. Terrell has done brilliantly, and he's gone for it himself. Plenty of power behind that. Well, he did so well to get himself out of the defensive puzzle that he found himself in. Here's a look at the opportunity that was at the other end some time ago, and you can see George Long got in a bit of a mess. as Barnsley clear it away. Jordi Device's header. Little turn from Terrell, trying to play in Irvine. Well battled by Jordi Device. And he works it out towards Elder too. He's gone in search of something down the line. McGuinness is going to have to shuffle across. And keeps the pressure on as well as Collins clears away. Well won by Stewart. Key emphasis on some of the returning players, you may feel, for Grant McCann's side tonight, just to prove how much of a difference they will be. Jordi Device on his first home start for a long period of time, and Kevin Stewart, as mentioned, his first game since November. And so too for John Terrell if you substitute out his substitute appearance against Preston at the weekend. Likes of Samuelson on the bench this evening, one of the other potential returning players tonight. Mowat. In comes Madison. And Kevin Stewart trying to set Hull City in motion, and he, instead of giving away free kicks like he did in the earlier part of the season, he's actually won one. Just trying to accelerate away from Mike Brary, but unable to. Wants to win the free kick, and Hull City have done nothing with it. And it's now back in Barnsley's possession. They're going for the long ball forward. Oh, what a chance this could be. Big block. Second invitation, and the deflection will take it behind for a corner kick. Well, Brown following it up nicely. Going in search of Chaplin. It was actually well won by Pennington, but Brown with a lot of space, and then the top scorer trying to finish it off. That's a bit of a warning sign then for what Barnsley will be able to do if Hull City aren't careful in terms of marking. In comes the corner. Terrell gets it down. Stewart trying to put his foot in the way to stop it being sent careering back towards the penalty area. It could come in. Not the most sufficient of touches by Jacob Brown, and that will go out just for a goal kick. So we're just shy of a quarter of an hour. George Long is in trouble, but he's able to get it away. Took a very long time. Barnsley have actually won a free kick too. And they just get on with it quickly. Thomas. Well, it's a good inviting ball in, but there just wasn't a man in red and white to tuck it into the back of the net. That's sent fired back towards the keeper. And Hull City, just for 2 or 3 minutes, once again letting Barnsley have quite a lot of the ball. Collins under pressure, able to clear it away well. Up goes Jordi Device, and helped on by Kevin Stewart. Are trying to work it through the middle, and again it's quite a deep line from Hull City, trying to work it wide. Well read by Mackenzie, and Madison nice to try and play it on to Mackenzie, who wins the free kick in the end. Free kicks up towards McGuinness. Irvine could bounce nicely into Terrell's path. He's done very well to hook it across. And you have to say, really, whenever Terrell's got possession and had his feet on the ball, he looks to be the one who's trying to make the most things happen in these earlier parts of this championship encounter. Here on Tigers TV, 0-0 between these two, 17 minutes gone. One of 7 games being played tonight in the championship, and there hasn't been a goal in any of them so far. Hull's nearest neighbours playing tonight include Reading and Charlton, who are either side of Hull City in the league table. Barnsley going bottom at the start of tonight's game following Luton's victory, and they could potentially get in. It needed a touch from Chaplin, and if he'd got that touch, he would probably have got one of his best opportunities of the evening to get himself a pair of goals against Hull City. Well played by De Silva. Elder to Jordi Device. And that's overhit behind McKenzie. A thumb up of appreciation, but Grant McCann and the fans won't want to see too many of those this evening. Difficult ball to control there for Jordan Williams, and in the end he's given away a throw-in. So both teams doing the same, it would seem. Long up the middle for McGuinness. Barnsley try and send it back as well. And here's Elder. And just to win the throw-in. Could maybe turned in the opposite direction, Callum Elder, and he would have had maybe a bit more space to work with. But he'll be the happier manager of the two so far, you may feel, in this very even contest. Barnsley have put a few more crosses into the box of dangerous nature. Guinness's header can only find the touchline. And the ball's just straight out of play once more. Solbauer for Barnsley, and just play it back towards Collins, who starts tonight in front of the Barnsley fans who have travelled, a block and a half of them. Mowat. Looking far forwards, looking for Jacob Brown. That was good hustling. Not the tightest of marking on the edge of the area. In comes Pennington. Barnsley now the team trying to pass it around better. Solbauer. Mowat. It's a bit sloppy. But Hull City don't really seem too interested in a big press at the moment. Now Irvine tries to step it up. Barnsley are going to be very glad to have it there. That's a lovely touch from Thomas. An early inviting cross to the edge of the area. And De Silva manages to get it away, and it's a Route 1 style pass forward to Terrell. Good footwork from him, and he's unleashed Maddison into the penalty area. He takes a tumble to the floor. The Hull City fans ask for a penalty. Nothing's going to come. It was a great piece of play from John Terrell in the first instance to actually find Maddison at full tilt sprinting into the penalty area. We'll need a replay to see how sufficient the contact was. Into play it goes for a throw-in. So let's have a look at this again. Great ball played through from Terrell. Maddison goal side of his man. The tackle coming in. And Maddison straight away looked towards the referee. I'm not so sure. Irvine looking to try and win it back. I mentioned how Barnsley have had more of the ball. They've hogged it, according to the stats. Nearly 70% of the possession, and they've had 4 shots, and Hull City at the moment yet to have one. As we are halfway through the first half. Solbauer. Now Williams. Williams teasing ball to the edge of the area. Good play. Here's Brown, but Jordi de Wijs in front of the man, in front of the ball, did his job. And then Hull City give it away very cheaply. Is Corley Woodrow. Solbauer again. Barnsley able to really slowly but surely piece together what they want. Chaplin trying to get goal side, and George Long is able to turn it behind for a corner, but you have to say Hull City are starting to look a little bit unconvincing with these long balls forward. And Chaplin always the intended man. It's a simple route one ball from the centre circle. George Long comes across. Jordi de Wijs just a little bit ahead of play. That was a good teasing ball from Barnsley. Don't think that was down to the actual line that Hull City set up that was the problem. Will this corner be a problem? George Long gets a fist to it. Are Barnsley going to return it? With Williams. Mowat. Thomas. Trying to piece it together again on the edge. Thomas into the penalty area, but he's fluffed his lines when it mattered most. Great energy. Fast footwork as well. But Hull City may be a little bit disappointed he was allowed to get through so easily. Great play between him and Chaplin. He just stepped away from Jordi de Wijs. Elder knew if he was going to make a challenge he was at risk of giving away a penalty. Lovely 1-2 there into the penalty area, and then when it was composure that was required, Thomas lacked it. Now problems for both sides. McGuinness getting a bang on the head from that aerial duel. And it looks as though Thomas has got a problem as well, maybe from the way he actually stepped into the penalty area when he took his shot. Grant McCann in conversation with Irvine predominantly, and Callum Elder next to him. He'll be wanting to get his message across, and he won't want to join Nigel Adkins in a run where the end of February meant that Hull City were 9 league games without a victory. That's what stands statistically potentially this evening for Hull City. Josh McGuinness, thankfully, is all right, and it looks as though Thomas might be as well, maybe less convincing. And for him, it's a much slower walk over to join McGuinness over on the far touchline here at the KCOM Stadium. It looks a bit of a boring night in the Championship as things stand. There's still no goals anywhere, as Leo Da Silva sends the free kick forwards. Elder, he swung in across, but it was always drifting towards the keeper rather than the intended targets in black and amber shirts. There's plenty of spin on the ball, that's why Stewart didn't go for it. Here's Thomas. Chaplin. Thomas again into the penalty area, gobbled up by George Long. And Tigers fans now trying to get behind their team and motivate. But again, it was Chaplin and Thomas being able to combine in the build-up play. Again, Thomas went in search of Woodrow this time, unable to find the intended man. Here's Irvine. Madison, who just lacked the pass that was required. Terrell getting into the right area. But Hull City, it has to be said, have not really got going up front. Solbauer, and again just passing it around with his centre-half partner. Everyone else pushing really high, both full-backs as wide as possible at the halfway line at this point. Brown tried to get the sufficient touch, sent forwards more as a safety first clearance rather than anything of real creative ingenuity. And the header goes out of play for a throw-in. Half an hour gone here at the KCOM. No score at the moment. Brown. Mowat. Looking for the ball wide. And again, too much power. Barnsley's gaffer motivating as well. Well won by McGuinness. Stewart now trying to enforce some authority. Woodrow has managed to get in behind Mackenzie. In comes the ball, there may be a penalty claim. Barnsley with the chance, and it is cleared away. That was a little too close for comfort. The ball could still be a danger. It is cleared away, but Barnsley are piecing together some good opportunities. In comes Irvine. Looked to have won the ball, but the free kick's given. And David Coots, the referee, just bringing a little bit of calmness. Brilliant play over on the left-hand side. It was Chaplin's delivery, and you have to say that's a clumsy challenge. And Pennington in the end getting it away off the line. Maddison had a penalty shout at one end, but that one looked a lot more conclusive. Well, Yori Device getting some treatment now, but Barnsley's manager, I think, had a word with the fourth official. So a little stoppage in play just while Yori Device gets treatment. Mixed emotions, it would seem, at the moment in the crowd. Well, Barnsley with the free kick, and they've got the opportunity to make something happen with Jordi Device currently situated on the touchline. So, even though they're not going to, no, they're not going to play it forwards. Instead, they're going to play it short, which means Jordi Device can now get into position. Thomas worked wide nicely. Williams. Now Thomas again. It's Williams' delivery, a good timed header, but over the top of the bar. And Jacob Brown getting forward, but not managing to keep his header down. And Thomas with a part to play in this build-up too. Great floated ball by Williams, certainly into the right area. And Brown unable to make the net ripple in the right way. O'Dower on the far side for Barnsley. Looking to try and turn away from Kevin Stewart. And manages to win the ball back, and Maddison also. Well, 10 minutes of normal time left to run in the first half at the KCOM. 0-0 is the scoreline at the moment. Barnsley are having much more of the ball they're probably used to. And it's fair to say they're probably having a very enjoyable evening so far for their fans, and they could be about to be in celebration. They've got plenty forward in this move. It's Chaplin who strikes, and George Long is able to push it away out for a corner. Another shot chalked up by Barnsley, and they're not letting this away game get the better of them, despite being bottom of the table. Here's Thomas working it in. Mowat, he'll fancy his chances, but it's an awful shot in the end. Manages to find about 2/3 of the way up the south stand. Barnsley seemed very comfortable with the ball, and Chaplin getting his shot in, receiving the pass from Woodrow. It looked very simple, didn't it? As Chaplin in the end was just able to position it onto his left foot. McGuinness. Now De Silva, plenty in attack. De Silva through to Maddison, tees it up, McGuinness! Wide of the target. A huge opportunity for Josh McGuinness. He won't get a better chance maybe all evening. Leo Da Silva with an inch perfect through ball, found Maddison, who teed it up perfectly. It's actually the heroics of his defender rather than Collins making the save. McGuinness getting the shot away, and out of play it goes for a corner kick. Corner though, which is taken short, and Terrell flicks the ball straight out of play. Well, I think we can. Didn't look too impressed. The Barnsley fans with something to see close up rather than at the other end of the ground. And really, Hull City should have made better of that opportunity. Collins, an immediate threat, so clears it away up towards Williams. Irvine is pushed over. Can McGuinness get onto this first? He will with the aid of the centre half, Solbauer. He can't find Irvine. Forward the ball goes. No purpose to it. George Long able to gather. There'll have to be a few words at half-time to try and stoke Hull City into life a little bit more. So you have to say Barnsley have been the better team. Maddison. McKenzie. Brilliantly done. It's not a good cross. It's cleared away, but at least Hull City now trying to get into the right half of the pitch a little bit more regularly. The first goal of the evening in the Championship has come at the Medeski, which is quite crucial for Barnsley because Wigan, who are there tonight, have taken the lead. Woodrow. Da Silva scrapping, Maddison with the flick, and Da Silva, who was eventually tripped. There was a couple of fouls that potentially could have been given, and David Coote let it run as long as possible, and the first yellow card is out this evening for Barnsley, their 79th of the season so far. Great opportunity for Hull City to swing in a good-looking cross. Maddison has had to be patient so far this evening. He's had to work with spares for the majority of the nights. He tries to set it in, and that's a simple catch for Collins, as Maddison went in search of Irvine towards the back post. The device still very high up the pitch. Barnsley able to put the tackle in. Woodrow has flirted it over nicely. Barnsley now turning defence into attack. In comes the cross, which George Long spills, and it's in! Woodrow is the man, the top scorer, who's been very quiet this evening, but his attacking teammates have done most of the hard work, but he is the man who puts Barnsley in front. You have to say it's been coming as well. The visitors are in front. Ball played over by Woodrow, picked up by Chaplin. And that is poor goalkeeping from George Long. He's tried to put the ball nice and comfortably into his grasp within the 6-yard box, and it's just got away from him. Bounced just before he claimed it, and Corley Woodrow says thank you very much. 14 goals this season, and he won't have many easier than that. And Barnsley lead at the KCOM. Stewart with a shoulder barge off the ball, that'll be a free kick. And there's 2 minutes of normal time for the stoppages. Order device heads it away. Stewart. Mackenzie away. De Silva. Madison into Irvine. Terrell and McGuinness were very close by. Neither of them could get a touch. Elder forward to Terrell. Up goes Elder. Again, he has to head it. And Terrell able to push it in the right direction. Irvine. Given away. Ball over the top. Now then, Jacob Brown. He's onside. It's a good stop from George Long when it mattered most. Hull City could have been in all sorts of trouble before half-time scoreline-wise if that had gone in. It's just a big ball forward from the midfield, and Brown was away. Gets it down, but George Long, one of his best attributes is to make sure that he eliminates the space in his 6-yard, in his penalty area. And he was able to come to the edge of the 6-yard box and make the save that mattered. Corners come in. Brown looping back towards George Long, but over the top. And there will be 2 minutes of added time just to end this first half, which I would have to say for most Hull City fans will be one to forget. Ball bobbling around from that set piece. Brown in the end trying to get the shot in. 2 goals is all he's got this season, going in search of a third. So he'll have to do better than that. 2 chances in very close time proximity. Hull City throwing in the final third. Madison's ball in. Irvine trying to win it inside the penalty area. Well, Moat, in the end, able to not do much more than that. So he actually tried to calm things down. He's put the ball out of play for a throw-in. Maddison, gathered by Chaplin. Are Barnsley going to hit Hull City at their own game on the counter? Woodrow trying to bulldozer his way through. And that brings the first half to a close. And listen to the crowd. They're not happy. But Barnsley's fans who have made the journey from South to East Yorkshire will be delighted with the way things are going. Hull City head for the dressing room, a goal down. Cauley Woodrow managing to capitalise on an error by George Long inside the 6-yard box. And the only chance Hull City have had was through Josh McGuinness, but some good defensive work meant he was denied. And at half-time, Hull City are in trouble against the side, bottom of the table, at home. It's Hull City 0, Barnsley 1. Time Killian Ludwig is going to be making his way into the fray for Barnsley, who lead by 1-0. A goal from Cauley Woodrow has put them in good stead at the moment. 14 shots to 1 in their favour. It's an uncanny, unbelievable statistic in regards to the fact Barnsley, bottom of the table away from home, statistically have dominated against Hull City. Well, here come the Tigers. And how can Grant McCann's side turn this around? Barnsley are going to make their one change, and there's maybe a suggestion Hull might make one as well. In fact, they're going to make 2 changes at the start of this second half. Grant McCann opting for a lot from the bench, and Clark Odor is going to be making his way off for Killian Ludwig. So maybe a injury which we didn't really pick up on. Honeyman and Samuelson getting ready to come on. Jordi Device and Leo De Silva out very late. Marcus Maddison coming off, and also making his way off, John Terrell. So whether or not that's just because they're timing his minutes in his rehabilitation to get back to full fitness, but they are the 2 changes that Grant McCann makes at the start of this second half. Now, we know that Hull City can be explosive in the first 10 minutes. They need to be here, it's imperative. How will Barnsley deal with it if Hull City can get ahead of steam? Jordi Device tries to clear it away. It's well charged out. And that was whacked out of play by Williams. Pennington will go back towards George Long. His clearance isn't great. Barnsley have gone for it. And it was well wide of the target. It would have been a very ambitious finish from Cauley Woodrow this time. He would have capitalised on George Long's error, but it would have been from much further distance within the first minute of the second half. Audacious effort, to say the least. McGuinness has got up well to win the header. Irvine has worked it wide over towards Elder. Doesn't really have too much support over on that left-hand side. Here's Jordi Device. Has to go back towards George Long. The ball just stepping away from Samuelson. Tackle comes in from De Silva. It's going to be Barnsley's throw-in inside Hull City's half. Just let you know on the scores at half-time. Reading and Wigan, of course, kicked off at 8 o'clock, and Wigan still lead by 1-0. Middlesbrough trail 1-0 against Leeds at the Riverside as Jordi Device puts the ball up into the air. He's able to flick it away into the path of Leo da Silva. Pressure building from Barnsley. Now picked up by Williams. In the end, Stewart is able to get the tackle in. The ball will go into Leo da Silva's path. Elder. And again, he tries to turn away. In comes Barnsley's cross, searching for Jacob Brown. There's going to be a free kick. Yellow card coming. And that's for Jackson Irvine, who looks a little bit perplexed by that. Irvine just going in. Barnsley taking yet again another short free kick. Lovely ball played. They're inside the penalty area. There's no man on the edge of the area to keep the attack alive. Here's McKenzie. Now for Samuelson. Tries to dig out a ball into the path of McKenzie, who'd made a lung-bursting run. There's Bari. All over the top. Nodded away by Jordi Device. That's a shove in the back on Da Silva, so that will be a free kick. Mackenzie's ball forward. That's well leapt by Elder, searching for Samuelson. And in the end, caught calmly by Collins. And found the intended target all right. Good header played in. And Samuelson had just overstepped the mark. Barnsley are going to make another change in a moment. They've got Marcel Ritzmaier ready to come on. McKenzie in search of Samuelson, and he's asking for a free kick and not getting one. So is there another injury problem for Barnsley, it would seem, because it's very rare you see a change this early in the second half unless it's necessary. And Barre is coming off, and on comes Marcel Ritzmaier. So whether or not that's an injury, I'm not too sure if there is one, but the Austrian comes on immediately in the action. Brown trying to get round Jordi Device. Offside flag is up, so the substitute's just gone. Ritzmaier, new inclusion to Barnsley's team. Only played 4 games, arrived in January from Wolfsberger. And he's been quite a heavy part of their Europa League group stage antics. He was part of the team which beat Mönchengladbach by 4-0. And as you can see, there's a problem here for Jordi Device. And that's a shake of the head, which is a concern. Hull City's luck with injuries at the moment. You can see he's clutching the back of his calf. And that's not from a challenge either. You know, the last heavy moment he had was with Jacob Brown, but there didn't seem to be any heavy contact. And does this mean Grant McCann's got to make his third and final change just 7 minutes into the second half? And coupled to that, the fact it's a defensive player is going to have to take out the equation if this is serious enough. the obvious option, obviously, Sean McLaughlin to come on. McCann just waits for now. He knows the obvious change he'll have to make if it's serious enough for Jordi de Wijs to have to make way. And bearing in mind he did go to the sidelines earlier on, and the change is going to be made. And Jordi de Wijs looks distraught at the fact that once again he has to make way. It's just not been his season in regards to injuries, and Jordi de Wijs, arguably Hull City's best defender, again has to make way. Sean McLaughlin will come on, and you can just see how unhappy Jordi de Wijs is. He throws his sock tape to the ground, and he could even be close to tears as he makes his way down the tunnel. McLaughlin straight in on the act, winning the ball back. Jacob Brown feels it should have been a free kick. Elder just beyond Samuelson, slip from Stewart, is able to win it. Leo da Silva, McKenzie, that's a good inviting ball in, and pushed away by Collins. Great opportunity. Hull City getting a chance within the first 10 minutes. Samuelson leaping, but Collins able to it. Better play from Hull City. Leo da Silva just teeing it up for McKenzie. Great ball played in. And Samuelson getting ahead of his man. In comes the corner. Pops out to Stewart. Now Samuelson. He can't create the room to get the shot away. He's able to keep his foot on the ball. Stewart. Now Barnsley in response. Big diagonal ball to Chaplin. Wonderful touch. The second touch, though, couldn't help him away from the oncoming presence of Hull City's defence. Williams, Chaplin, Hull City's throwing. Da Silva, Ervan, McKenzie, decent passage of play. Good touch from Da Silva, squares it. Elder tees it up. Stewart couldn't get full power. Elder. It cannoned off Irvine. Wide it went. But at least Hull City are now churning up some chances. The ball waking its way across towards Callum Elder, and Stewart actually went for placement rather than actually getting his foot behind it. Could have rifled into the net Luton Town style if he'd actually put some power behind the shot. Callum Elder being unselfish, teeing it up. Plenty of bodies in the way though to deal with the opportunity. Out of play, the header goes by Irvine, with McKenzie just overstepping the mark. Out of play it goes by McLaughlin as Barnsley tries to work the ball forwards. Williams steps away from De Silva, tries to get away from Irvine too. And Woodrow's chance goes horribly wide of the target. But the forward in more of a relaxed mood, it would seem, with his opportunities. And a good play from Williams as well from the wide area. You have to maybe question how much space he's got again on the edge of the area. Again slept, didn't see the ball coming down. Brown giving chase. Barnsley try and get it into the penalty area. Now Hull City can maybe spring away with Pennington. McGuinness, the perfect ball to Irvine, kept the momentum of the ball moving, but Hull City lose it. Quick 1-2 again. And that's a good looking ball for Brown. Not the touch he would have wanted, but he's going to buy his team a corner kick. And every time Barnsley come forward, they're met with real optimism from their fans. Tigers fans sitting in silence at the moment, certainly hoping and praying that Barnsley don't double their advantage. Alex Mowat, the captain, to deliver. Aimed it towards the back of the penalty area. They'll get another opportunity. They're a happy bunch at the moment. This was the chance, firing it over towards the back post. Pretty simple one for Elder just to turn behind. So a reset, but from the opposite side. And Mowat again to try and deliver. Thomas, and now Chaplin, who chips it in. And it's not dealt with fully here by Hull City. And in the end, it goes horribly over the top. Halp was the man in the middle. Halm indeed, number 24, trying to turn the ball home. Chipped ball in. McLaughlin's header wasn't sufficient, and then Elder went to ground, and that just created all sorts of problems. McLaughlin in the end getting in the way. It had to be very scrappy, but Hull City just about getting away with it. Honeyman going down. That's a challenge on Honeyman, and it was Barnsley's half-time sub Ludwig making the challenge. In comes the cross, which is gathered well by Collins, commanding his penalty area well. Well, we're just over the hour mark with a minute or two to add, but there's only one substitution left to make, and it's in Barnsley quarter, so they can make it any time they want, of course, and they may make another attacking change if they feel like they need a little bit more firepower to try and go on and get a second goal. But now Hull City can maybe motor forward with Elder. Plays it into the middle, and Halm is easily going to deal with that. Samuelson. He can turn and he can run at the defence. He goes down, it'll be a free kick. McLaughlin actually firing the ball forward to Samuelson. Got his head down, got motoring. In the end, easily brought to the floor. He's trying to inject a bit of energy for Hull City in this second half. No Maddison on the field now, so Stewart and Honeyman are over this one. And George Honeyman did take a couple of free kicks in Sunderland colours. What's he got in his locker? Easily over the top, and he looks a little bit disgusted with himself at that opportunity. Went for power more than anything else. And Collins just watched it sail over. City appeal for another free kick and they're not going to get it. Big kick forward by Barnsley and another one to send it careering into the West Stand. So Barnsley get the throw in. 25 minutes plus a few seconds more in the normal time here at the KCOM, and Barnsley still lead by 1-0. No changes in the scorelines anywhere else. So as things stand, if they were to remain the same, Hull are 4 points above the drop zone. Brown. And that's put out of play easily by Barnsley. Dennis. Chaplin. Now Thomas. Stewart doing better. A good charge down from Thomas. Picked up by Long easily. McGuinness has done very well, and Samuelson also getting away from his man. Elder, and just, but only just staying out. That will give Hull City a little bit of confidence, as Honeyman tried to get forward as well. Samuelson teeing it up for Callum Elder. The ball actually cannoning into Honeyman following the actual intervention of the Barnsley defender Ludwig. And Barnsley have got an injury concern. He is now back on his feet, and Barnsley now will start to maybe slow this down as much as possible. And the referee quite strictly saying to Barnsley to get on with things. Samuelson trying to twist and turn his way free. And Stewart with the throw in to De Silva. Samuelson has brought that down nicely. McLaughlin, calm and composed. Looks to try and pick out a good ball forward too. And Brown will whack it away. McGuinness and Samuelson, the ball pinballs off them. McLaughlin tries to win it once more. And Ritzmaier looking to try and get forward, and a free kick goes Barnsley's way. And McKenzie making the tackle. He's a little bit clumsy. But this presents Barnsley with a great opportunity. They've taken it quickly. Chaplin may get another opportunity. In comes the cross. Oh, brought down inside the penalty area and cleared away off the line once again by Pennington. It's not the first time he's had to do that tonight. And Barnsley almost had that 2-goal cushion. Chaplin scrapping, managing to keep it alive for Barnsley. In came the cross. And Irvine, wrong side of his man, brilliantly dealt with by Pennington. In comes the cross, flicked on and over. And that will just be a goal kick. And Barnsley man who got the connection. There won't be many times this season where Barnsley have been able to chalk up 20 opportunities in any game, and there's still 20 minutes to play. Hull City have had 6 chances, according to the stats. And this was the last one for Barnsley. In it came, glancing header, didn't come to anything in the end. Samuelson up the other end of the pitch. Honeyman's header. He's managed to stay in, and De Silva can tee it up for Elder. Now Samuelson cannons his shot straight into traffic. McKenzie, that's a good commanding tackle. Hull City fans now trying to motivate. Honeyman, McKenzie, Irvine. There's nobody waiting to get onto that cross, and Chaplin can clear. Well played by McLaughlin, who's had a decent impact since coming on. Grant McCann looking a little bit annoyed, you would have to say. Pennington. Now Honeyman. McKenzie, Irvine. Honeyman. And for Stewart, who just about gets it before Luke Thomas. Stewart commanding, but free kick given. Referee was well placed. Corner Woodrow in the walls now as Kevin Stewart made that challenge. And a wasted free kick from Barnsley. Samuelson trying to step away, plays it into the path of Stewart. 18 minutes or so of normal time. Hull City still trailing. by 1-0. Big touch from Elder. Losing possession, a little bit out of place at the moment. Pennington has anchored that back line together while Elder was out of the equation. Honeyman. Barnsley going to bring on their other Williams in Ben, number 3. And the changes that Luke Thomas will be coming off. And Ben Williams will be the man who comes on. Don't look to be in too much rush to make this change, but Luke Thomas, who has made impact tonight, is making his way off the pitch. And Ben Williams comes on. Big pat on the back from the Barnsley manager to Thomas. Mackenzie feels that should have been a goal kick, and it wasn't so. So the 22 men on the pitch now are the ones who are going to complete this game. And there's 16 minutes to go, and Collins is taking as much time as he can to give respite to Barnsley, as they are at present heading towards a rare away victory. It would be their first set of back-to-back away victories in a row. But Hull City could change things as Honeyman's brought down and gets a free kick. Mackenzie. It's a teasing ball in. Barnsley do enough to clear it for now. De Silva. Now Stewart. And again, big clearance away by Barnsley. Samuelson. Hull City will have to dig deep, and they're going to have to grind it out if they are to get at least an equaliser. Honeyman looks as though the ball hit his hand. Everyone in Barnsley colours on the pitch was in appeal. Samuelson misses it. Leo De Silva almost getting the opportunity. Mackenzie trying to keep it in Hull City possession. Now Stewart works it into the middle. Josh McGuinness, now Irvine. They try and link up together. Honeyman goes down, it will be a free kick. And Hull City have got pretty much everybody forward for this, and Barnsley have got pretty much everyone back. Clumsy collision. And Solbauer got the better of Honeyman, and he's the one standing over this free kick. Who can he pick out in black and amber? Went in search of Irvine. Comes to Samuelson. And De Silva, a little bit flat-footed, but he's kept it now in the right direction. And the Tigers fans trying to get behind him as the long throw comes in from Elder. Flicked on. Maybe an equaliser. Good save from Collins. Tips it over the top. But Barnsley maybe just feeling a little bit of pressure now. Hull City trying to turn it up. And Tigers fans trying to stoke that confidence. It's a good header and a good leap by McLaughlin. Irvine trying to head it goalwards. And the resulting corner almost found its way towards a Tigers man to get the shot in. Barnsley have got a man down inside the penalty area, so referee will stop. And this will chew into the time. As you can see, it's a head injury for the captain. Well, the physio's coming on after that challenge, Mowat getting in the way. And lying on his back at the moment in discomfort. Well, Mowat, as you can see, looks relatively fine. A bang on the side of his head. It will be a drop ball then for Hull City. Just over 10 minutes of normal time. And if the score remains the same, it will go down as probably one of the darkest nights in Hull City's recent history, you would feel. Stewart. And Pennington's ball forwards. Stewart. And here he is again. He's found Elder. De Silva tried flicking it. It's just no man to connect with these little flicks and moments where they try and keep the ball moving with momentum. Hull City. Honeyman coming under pressure. Samuelson. Big tackle comes in, and now Barnsley will want to try and spring away. They're going to get a free kick, so they've got an opportunity to put a couple of men forward. And Ritzmaier is the man down. A clumsy collision this time from Kevin Stewart. Stewart. He was able to get the first header in. Barnsley trying to keep their attack alive, which have become more of a rarity in the circumstances. Hull City chasing the game, but Barnsley now with Woodrow on the edge, nearly put Barnsley out of sight. It's a good little cut back inside and a simple tee up again for Woodrow, who's had bags of space on the edge of the area almost for the majority of this game. And in the end, his shot goes high and wide. Well, Irvine going down and up on his feet, hobbling. So the free kick is going to go Hull City's way. A chance to put men forward again. Now they're going to have to go for traditional tactics and just lump the ball forward. Has Irvine got a kick? Honeyman. Swarmed by two men in Barnsley colours. Mackenzie tried to swing it in. He failed to do so, but he's able to work it back well and make sure that his space that he left behind was not going to be accommodated by anyone in Barnsley colours. McGuinness this time goes up for it. Collins gained more height than distance. They could only find the touchline as well. Wigan have gone 2-0 up at the Medeski. De Silva. Samuelson. Hull City dispossessed. And it's a big booming kick forward. And Brown almost, if he'd got round McLaughlin, that long ball and touch would have totally eliminated Hull City's defence, and it would have been a clear passage to goal with George Long to beat. Six and a half minutes of normal time left to run. Samuelson. McLaughlin. Diagonal ball looking for Jackson Irvine, who is offside. Well, Barnsley having to be brave now and try and see out this 1-0 lead they're trying to protect. It'll be their fourth victory in the league since the turn of the new year, which doesn't sound a lot, but at the bottom end at the table it means an awful lot into their chances of survival. And is the Great Escape going to be on for them if they can see this out? But Hull City will have other ideas. Irvine with the quick throw. Gained a few yards. There's been no system change from Grant McCann, but because of the substitutions he's made earlier on in the game, changing things round with Samuelson and Honeyman, not opting for the four-man front line. De Silva. Chaplin has played it through nicely, and he's got space over on his side of the pitch. I think he's overstepped the mark. Linesman kept his flag down. It was a little bit too late, the pass. Barnsley have been able to find ways through, though, with this simple passing. They've done very well tonight with the quick 1-2s, which has unlocked Hull City a couple of times. McLaughlin picking out De Silva, instant turn. Mackenzie. And De Silva tries to pick out Mackenzie and is unsuccessful. Well, Collins will take as much time as possible, but time is very much against Hull City now. Barnsley closing in on their first pair of victories against Hull City in 13 years. Are they going to see it out, or are Hull City going to find at least an equaliser? Barnsley moving into Hull City's half. And again, McLaughlin cancelling it out the through ball, but it's going to be a free kick Barnsley's way. And winning these fouls in key areas now, Barnsley, which is going to obviously frustrate Hull City. out with the free kick forward. Across came Williams. Was able to win the throw-in for Barnsley too. Williams chucks it in. Leo da Silva. And safety first for Barnsley as they go back towards Collins. He sends it forward. Honeyman. Oh, that's not the best touch from Barnsley. This creates an opportunity for Samuelson. Round one and round another. But the defence stands its ground in Sol Bauer. But it will be a corner, as Hull City not giving up the fight. The clock about to tick over into the 90th minute. The defensive units are up for this one. Honeyman's delivery, McLaughlin's header, but wide of the target. Got himself in the right place, just needed a little bit more contact, it might have steered goalwards. And Barnsley have got another man down. A good run from McLaughlin. Well, David Coots doesn't want the physios to come on. He's waiting for Chaplin to get back to his feet. A bit of a limp, but the physios will not be making their way on here, as David Coote will be aware of the time that's left and won't want the added time to multiply for unnecessary stoppages. Ball sent forwards by Long. Pennington's header. There's going to be 4 minutes of added time to end this game. Pennington. Oh, now then, Long just about gets there. Will be a throw-in. George Long sold a little bit short there. A bit of a hospital pass. The presence of Barnsley meaning Long just had to put it out of play as quickly as possible, make the contact that he could. Are Barnsley now going to head for the corner flag? Woodrow. Ball cannons off McKenzie. Chaplin and Woodrow heading for the penalty area. Barnsley are trying to run the clock down as much as possible. And this will now be a corner flag job for Barnsley to see if they can eat up as much of this stoppage time as possible. Kevin Stewart wins it. And the ball put out of play for a throw-in. This one's going to go back towards George Long. He can clear it up the centre. Irvine's glancing header. Chaplin. And McLaughlin gets his foot there when it mattered. Barnsley could have been in on goal. It's not the first time I've said that this evening. Williams. It's his turn to head for the corner flag. Tries to cross it in. And it will be a goal kick. We're halfway through the stoppage time. And that's going to be Hull City's free kick. Will it be their last big chance of the evening? There's A minute and a half to go. Josh McGuinness dragged to the floor. And now Honeyman to deliver. It looks a decent cross, but out comes Collins, who just catches it and will be delighted if he can, and his team can see this match out for another 60 seconds. It would mean Barnsley have won 3 in a row for the first time in this championship campaign. It would mean they go off the bottom as well, and they would overtake Luton again, who won against Brentford. And it would be the first time this season the bottom 3 have all won in the same week of fixtures. De Silva. Chaplin just clears it forward, but it could reach Brown. McLaughlin is all alone in black and amber. Brown, he can maybe get the shot away. In the end, it was just a little bit of loose control. De Silva. Honeyman, maybe one last chance for Hull City to get it forward. Up towards McGuinness. De Silva tries to win it back. Irvine, it'll cannon off him, and that's it. That is it. Barnsley have picked up a precious, vital 3 points on their travels. That's what it means to their fans. But for Hull City tonight, this might go down as one of the darkest defeats that Hull City have endured at the KCOM Stadium. The reaction and the body language tells you everything from those in black and amber shirts. Barnsley are jubilant. They have come to Hull and picked up their first victory here in 13 years in the league, barring one cup victory they got 6 years ago. This is a vital victory for them, but this is a defeat which is going to send alarm bells ringing, if they weren't ringing already, through fans and maybe some of the players and management as well, because this is a bad result. There's no other way of describing it. Hull City have been beaten on home soil by Barnsley, and it wasn't a smash and grab either. The shot count, 22 shots Barnsley had in the end. That's what some teams can't even conjure up on home soil if they're at the top end of the championship and they're playing a side down at the bottom. So Barnsley tonight have come away with an incredibly admirable performance, but for Hull City now, this is a massive moment in their season for the wrong reasons. Hull City, a shake of the head from Callum Elder, and they head off towards the tunnel, dejected and beaten. Barnsley to their fans in celebration. Have they just got themselves another 3 points, which sets them on the road to escape from the drop zone? Hull City tonight are 4 points above the drop zone, and without a win in 9 games, it equals the record of 2 seasons ago when Nigel Adkins first took over. Full time at the KCOM. Hull City 0, Barnsley 1.